Okay. Good evening. Let's start with a prayer. Lord God, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this time. I ask that when I speak, they hear you and that they receive what you would want them to take away from this session. Lord God, I'm thanking you that you will run the session, you will lead the session, and we will get from it what you want us to get from it. We will be transformed, we will be changed. You have already come and set the atmosphere for us, and we say thank you. Thank you for what you're doing in our lives. Thank you for what you're doing for us individually. Thank you for what you're doing with us as a group and as a ministry. We bless your name. We trust you. We believe you. And we stand in complete anticipation of what you're going to do tonight. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. Okay.
Amen.
I found another article. I had one thing in mind and then I changed my mind. So I have an article. This article is 14 signs that your marriage will be successful. The two Bible verses that I'm using are 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verse 4, do everything in love, and Ephesians chapter 5 verse 33. However, let each one of you love his wife as himself, and let the wife see she respects her husband. Okay? All right. This article is written by her name is Jane Parker. She's an executive contributor for the magazine. It's called Brains Magazine. Okay? Every month they pick different people to contribute to the magazine. She is I believe she's she works with couples and she's from the UK. We like the UK. All right. Many people have a list of what they would like in their ideal partner. But how do you know when you have found someone that will last the test of time? So basically, the article is going to give us some of the things that you look at when you're in a relationship that show signs that this can really work because you're both buying into the relationship. Okay? What attributes are profoundly important to your marriage that will bring you love and longevity that you long for in a marriage? When looks are faded and material desires are not important, will your partner still be there, and will you still want them to be? How do you know when someone is a keeper? How do you know if your marriage can last? When it comes to wondering if a marriage is or would be successful, there are few telltale signs that you and your partner have what it takes to make it work. We will explore some of the most important qualities you may have that will reassure you that you are on the right track for marriage success. The first one, make your marriage a priority. It creates a feeling of safety. Ooh, how did I miss that? It creates a feeling of safety. I'm sorry, I'm trying to, Jackie, I don't know what happened there. It creates a feeling of safety, certainty, and security. Your partner knows that they can rely upon you. They feel special and they have an underlying feeling that the marriage is solid. Making your marriage a priority means paying attention to it, nurturing it, protecting it, not allowing anything outside to affect it negatively, and consistently making choices that respect it. You make time for it, address things that happen within it, and treat it like it is precious, because it is. One of the things that when I think about marriage, one of the things that I think about is the fact that it is sacred. It's important that we treat it that way. So that means that you don't allow people, outsiders, to have opinions on it. You don't allow what they say to take up time and energy in your marriage and to have opinions that are unnecessary. Okay. You communicate. Number two, you communicate effectively. Most of us know that communication is an essential part of a healthy, happy relationship. Just listening and understanding your partner is imperative. For me, it's really communication is extremely important because I need to know that I'm heard. Anybody have an opinion so far?
I'm not a very good communicator. I really just kind of, once I kind of go into my shell and kind of hold it in. Part of it is because I want to process, because I don't want to say anything that could be hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so then I stay silent. And when I stay silent too long, it doesn't, it create like, hey, why you took so long to talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
So it's something I'm working on.
Okay. But you understand why the communication is so important because the other person needs to feel like their feelings and whatever thoughts or whatever opinions they've had are are being are being validated. Ooh, sorry guys, I don't think my being on here is helping. Oop, my phone went.
Try it now.
Okay.
Um, Try it now, and
Okay.
let yours run through Clubhouse.
Okay, so then turn down the volume over here
I
on,
think
can
you're
you hear me
good
now?
now that I'm muting. I think you're good.
Okay. Is that better?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
very well.
Okay. So Shami, what I was saying is it's important that the other person is
Did we lose Shami?
that they're heard and that their feelings are validated.
Uh, I think we
Can
lost
you hear me?
Shami. Maybe she's
Shamin is
coming.
gone. Okay. Well, that was the point that I was making. Okay, let me continue. Um, you can manage conflict well. It's not that you argue; it is how you argue that matters. Do each Do you each know when to take a break from an argument? Are you both respectful and reasonable, even if you disagree? Do you forgive or let go of the argument quickly? Do you both accept apologies? Do you seek to resolve rather than prove you are right? For me, I want to be understood. I want the point that I'm making to get across. Um, I've learned that sometimes it's not necessary to be right. Sometimes it's more important that there is peace. And in doing that, sometimes it may mean that you are heard and your partner understands what you're saying. They may not agree with you, and you can, in my mind, you can choose to disagree, but still move forward. Anybody have a different way of looking at it? Because I think it's important that the conflict is resolved, and sometimes the conflict, in resolving our conflict, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to come to a complete agreement, but we can come to a place where we understand each other and respect each other's differences.
Hmm. Yeah, that's.
Juana, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was asking the Lord help me to be really honest and transparent because I know I know what I want to do, and what I want to
Mm-hmm.
do is be peaceful. I want to be peaceful, and I want to make sure that if I even feel something where it's making me uncomfortable, that I
Mm-hmm.
can, like politely and quietly just take a break.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, and the reason why I was pausing before is because sometimes my face, even though I may not say anything, but sometimes my face says something.
Mine does all the time. All the time. It gets me. I used to, as a child, I got in trouble. So in relationships, it always um, causes issues because I'll say I'm fine, and they're like, you're not fine because your face looks like. Um, but sometimes it's the processing whatever is being said
Hmm.
because all of my emotions show across my face. So
Hmm.
it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't agree or that I'm angry. A lot of times it's just I'm processing what was said. And sometimes when things are said in a way that I find, what's the right word for it? Ugly. You know what I mean? Or offensive. I may not be angry, but whatever it said, it felt away. So it will show on my face. But at the end of the day, I want to resolve the issue as best as possibly and in a way where the other person still feels respected and heard, even if I don't necessarily agree with, you know, with their decision.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point
Yeah.
because whenever there's that, maybe it's a disagreement or maybe there's an offense. It's
Hmm.
usually one of the two, um, or it could be an unmet expectation.
Hmm.
So the unmet expectation, the possible offense, and then the disagreement. I know that they, appear differently on my face, but even if it does, I know that I am completely disciplined to recognize when I'm uncomfortable and then take a step back because I do believe to resolve whatever it is,
Hmm.
even if my husband, let's say my husband doesn't take the trash out 3 days in a row, I'm I'm probably not going to do much after the third day. I'll probably maybe check in on him, like, you okay? I wouldn't even mention the garbage. I probably won't even mention it, but I'll just ask him, like, are you okay? But if it gets to be a week and things like that, and then he's stepping over the garbage, then I'd have to say, okay, let's take a quick moment. Is everything all right? I just noticed that the trash is here, and is everything, is there something you want me to do? I'm not touching the trash, by the way. But he could say, let's say that maybe he found out something devastating and he didn't know how to communicate it to me, or he was so devastated that he was just trying to get, go to work and get through the day and things like that.
Hmm.
Then, that's a conversation. We absolutely have some things to resolve because it's not the garbage at that point. It's nothing about the garbage.
Right.
I want to learn from him. Well, how next time, if you go through this again, or if there's something else, how can we handle it? And that way, I want to be there to support you. And that's, something that does take communication. And I absolutely believe if we don't address things, it can fester. And even
Hmm.
like I was talking about my facial expressions because I have a little bit of, like, in my childhood and history and all of that. Like, I got in trouble because somebody said that I rolled my eyes at them. Now, I don't roll my eyes, but
Oh, I do.
but I do.
I'm better at it now,
Right.
but I do. Roll them,
Right.
cut them, look at you up and down, all of that.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
but I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Yeah. And it's not easy. It's not easy. And, because, and by the way, like, to me, it's almost and you've heard of the phrase tone police.
Hmm.
Well, I just don't take kindly to anyone tone policing and it's only done, of course, when you're being completely fine. But
Hmm.
even if I were to roll my eyes, and I know I'm doing it now, I know if I did, someone, I would hope, would take a moment and say, "Uh oh, I saw that." But if not, then they didn't see it. Then it's okay. I'm gonna
Hmm.
do it. With my husband, I know that he would pick up on that. I know, and I don't want him to pick up on it. I want to let them know, okay, I love you. Can I just take a quick moment and then let's come back? We have to have that communication where we say, okay, let's come back to this
Mm-hmm.
and agree on a nice time. Because with everything that goes on in the day, also, I think that is a culprit for a lot of people, relationship, all relationships really, where they're really busy, they have a lot going on, and they may not be able to catch some of these things, and they put it off and they put it off and they put it off. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna be pretty adamant about coming back to topics, because we're both gonna be, I know I'm gonna be busy, I
Mm-hmm.
expect him to be busy too. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that communication and resolving things, and even if we don't get to that, oh yeah, we both agree, we, because I'm not even going to expect that. I just want us to hear each other, you know and maybe he doesn't, because I know there are things he won't understand either. He's not going to understand uh, the moments throughout the year that typically happen at the same time every single 30, 31 days. He's not going to get all that.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to say it. But he's not going to get it. But I would hope that he would hear me, give me the space, and be very supportive and loving, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
I
that's
agree with you. I just I know that when we communicate well, we're connected so that things run better, things flow better. When there's not even conflict, but when there's just misunderstanding, when there's miscommunication, that can lead to a whole lot of unnecessary drama. So the idea of not communicating, or not communicating effectively, to me, is a big deal. It's really important that I'm understood. And um and like I said, we don't have to necessarily agree on everything, but we do have to find a way that even when we don't agree on something, that it's resolved, so that, you know as you said, stuff isn't festering and it's not continuing. you know the whole idea is to have peace and to be happy. Okay, you can
I did.
manage. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I did want to share. I believe that what caught my attention was when you mentioned you want you would want your spouse to be able to hear and agree.
Mm-hmm.
No, not agree. You said to hear and to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought about that, and that would be like so great. But what I realized is I think maybe we can get them to hear.
mm,
I'm thinking the understand part, because they may not understand. I think we'll probably have situations where um, we can talk about something forever and they just won't get a clear understanding, and we may not get a clear understanding from them. But I do believe that if we at least have a desire to try to understand each other, that could really be helpful. So you're hearing me, but at least make me feel like you want to understand me.
mm,
Not just like, yeah, I hear you, but I'm never going to understand like why you're thinking that way, or whatever the case may be. But I then like how you also came back and said having that respect for one another. So even though I don't understand you, and maybe not, I don't want to say not trying to understand you, because hopefully they will be trying to understand. But I
mm,
totally respect that you have your opinion, you have
Exactly.
your thoughts. Um, and we're going to do what it takes to bring that together to make it work so that we can live happily ever after in peace. Because peace is big for me.
Yes, and it's necessary.
Necessary. Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
I didn't think about them not understanding, but
mm.
yeah, Well, I guess so because men are not they don't think the way we do. So that is a big thing. They may not get it or may not see it the same way we do. So that's true. And I should think about that so that I'm not upset if they don't if he doesn't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
You can manage conflict well. It is not that you argue, it's how you argue that matters. Do you each know when to take a break? Did I just do this one?
Mhm.
No, because we were talking about communication effectively. I think I read it, right? Do you not, are you both respectful and reasonable even when you disagree? Do you forgive and let go of arguments quickly? Do you accept apologies? Do you seek to resolve rather than prove you're right? The do you forgive or and let go of an argument quickly? Do you both accept apologies?
Mm.
Hmm. I oh, this is going to sound bad. I accept apologies,
Mhm.
but I don't necessarily forget. I've been working on that. I don't necessarily forget. What happens is I forgive because that is what we're supposed to do. God expects us to forgive, so I forgive. But I do kind of file it away.
Mm. Mhm. Yeah.
Um, and I'm not a person that will say, well, you always and the last time. I don't do that. But I file it's just back there. It's just back there.
Mm.
And depending on what it is and depending on how I felt about it or if I got my feelings hurt, you know, will, I guess, decide how long it stays in the file because I don't forget. And sometimes what will happen is if something happens again, it's almost like ding, 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 ding. They did that before.
Mhm.
So I have to work on that because I will forgive. I will. I just don't forget. And that can be a problem. Um,
That's good. I know.
because you're not supposed to hold record of wrongs.
Whew.
So
Yeah.
that's something I still have to work on.
I'm working on that. I'm working on the forgetting because I it's so tough to forget. And
I
I
don't forget.
yeah, because I just I don't. I try. I may try. I forgive. I definitely forgive. I'm okay with forgiving and moving on. And the way God forgives us, He forgives us in a way
Mm-hmm.
where
It's
He does.
completely forgotten.
It's done. He doesn't bring it up anymore. It's over. Like it's almost as if it never
Never
happened.
existed. Exactly. I'm still not there yet. I do forgive, but I'm telling you, I just file it away
Hmm.
and I pay attention because you already did this. So now I'm watching to see, which
Yeah.
is not cool. You can't be like that. So I'm
Hmm.
still working. I'm still working on that.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay. Um, you respect each other. To know if your partner respects you, consider how they interact with you. Do they speak kindly to you? Are they patient and understanding? Do they give you the space to voice your opinion without judgment? A partner who respects you will also be honest and open with you and seek to understand your point of view. Additionally, respect in a relationship means having trust in each other and not constantly questioning your loyalty or fidelity. Lastly, if your partner respects you, they should make you feel appreciated, safe, and secure. Um, when they're talking about how they respect you, do they speak kindly to you? Are they patient? Are they understanding? Do they give you the space to voice your opinion without being judged? Um, I'm not in a relationship now. In past relationships, those things weren't really an issue. Because for me, if those things are an issue, if you're not kind, if you don't, um, if you're very judgmental and you don't know how to, what did they say? I lost my train of thought. Um, they're not patient. They're not understanding. They don't give space for you to have your own opinion. More than likely, we wouldn't continue to date because it's important to me that we are kind to each other. It's important to me that you are able to completely be yourself without judgment and be able to voice your opinion, even if the person doesn't agree with it, and not be judged for it. So I don't know that if they were not capable of doing that, if we would even, because I don't do well with you being unkind. I just don't. So I don't think the relationship would even continue. But those are things that they talk about looking at if you're in a relationship. How do they treat you? Is the person kind? Because it can go on either side, whether it's the woman or the man. Is the person kind? Do they allow you to have the space to have a voice? Do they try to understand what you're talking about and accept what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And I love hearing everyone's perspective, because I know I can have my head in the clouds a lot. And when I say head in the clouds, that means I can la 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 tune it all out and everything's wonderful with me, but I ignore everything, and that's not the best way sometimes. But um I know I don't know. Is Jackie oh, we have someone in the clubhouse.
Hi, Antonio. There's someone in the clubhouse.
Yeah, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Shameen is still on, but it would be great to hear their perspectives too. But yeah, nobody.
Ladies, do you have an opinion?
Give me like the last 2 minutes. I was actually driving and
Oh,
got a little, yeah. So, what was the last?
the last thing that I said?
Yes.
Okay. This one is do you respect each other? You respect each other. Do they speak kindly to you? Are they patient and understanding? Do they give you the space to voice your opinion without judgment? A partner who respects you will also be honest and open with you and seek to understand your point of view. Additionally, let's see. In a relationship means having trust in each other and not constantly questioning your loyalty or fidelity. Lastly, if your partner respects you, they should make you feel appreciated, safe, and secure.
Oh yeah, that's a must. And I mean, I'm sure there are areas where you would work on to improve throughout the relationship, but I mean, all of that I would definitely look for. Safety. You should feel safe enough to share. And it's so interesting because I actually had this conversation with Mr. Will today, and we were talking about me being vulnerable and how and me being a girl. So, because for those who may not realize, many times we don't realize that we're not as feminine.
Right.
And so my whole life, I didn't know I wasn't. I thought I was because I'm a girl. I'm girly.
Girl.
But my emotions aren't girly. My way of handling things and being in or feeling the need to be in a great deal of control is not looked on as girly. right? And so over the last few months, I've been working on my vulnerability and working on saying sweeter things and work, and working on saying, taking help and things like that, you know, and feeling good about it, honestly, right? But he made a point that I thought was pretty good. I felt safe enough to do it. He was actually glad to say that, but I felt
that means he's doing his job. That's a good thing.
Enough to do it, because you need a safe space to feel comfortable enough to do that, right? And so it's very important to all the things that you listed. It's very important to have that, because it opens up the door for you to feel comfortable, and for you to be able to share, and for you to even, if I can add, to even be able to love fully. Because I think that we many times put a gauge on love, when when we don't feel safe. I'm going to love you this much. And it may be a good amount, but we have some walls up, maybe, and so, yeah, I love you. I love you lots, but you're not going to come over this area. You're not going to, stand back. So yes, I gave what you were asking me.
No, I think you definitely did. In order to be able to be completely open, you do have to feel safe. You do. If you are with a partner or in a love relationship, and they're not kind, they are extremely judgmental, it will keep you from being able to be completely open and be completely honest. And you should be able to not only be completely open and be honest, but be honest without judgment, be honest without feeling like what you're saying is not going to be respected or not going to be received well. Those things would definitely keep you from being able to be completely open.
Yeah, for sure.
Number 5, you laugh together. A sense of humor can carry you through times of stress and heartache, and I feel that it is a crucial part of marriage that will last. When life gets tough, if you can still laugh together, then that is invaluable. Being able to be lighthearted when things get heavy prevents life's challenges from becoming marriage problems. That makes sense. Sometimes when the situation is I don't know, just too heavy, too big, too overwhelming, being able to laugh or to see something funny in the situation can help to kind of break up the tension and help you to move forward in a more positive way. I think it also goes to that thing about taking yourself too seriously or not taking yourself too seriously. I think that's important. I think that will help you to, you still have to come together and take care of whatever the situation is. But if you can keep it from getting to a place where it's so tense and so overwhelming that you're, you know, harsh with each other or unkind with each other because of it, that's a good thing.
I agree with that. I must admit the humor. Like I think I have moments where I'm humorous, but I know when I'm getting to know someone, I am less humorous because I'm focused. Like, I don't want to get too chummy. I don't want to get too laughy laughy. I don't want to get into anything until I know. And I don't know what that means. I don't really know what it means, because I value humor. I love to laugh. I don't know anybody who doesn't love to laugh. But at the same time, it comes with a level of comfort for me where I can feel more um, well, yeah, when I can feel more comfortable about what's humorous, or even just going there, because I think with two people growing together, there's humor there. In my marriage,
Yeah.
yes, I would definitely want that, but I know in the courtship that would be a little interesting for me, because I would definitely um, have to make sure that, okay, this is the individual I can let my hair down, be fully free, comfortable, because and safe. The safety part is huge. But I mean, yeah, for me it is a progression. I'll just say it that way. It's a progression. Like in my marriage, yes. I mean, that's what I pray for, is that I'm completely safe, comfortable to be as humorous as I want to be. But I guess this is my personality. In my personality, am I a humorous person? I can be. I
I
can
think
be.
so.
I mean, I try a little bit. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Some folks view sarcasm as humor.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it depends on how tasteful it's done, and if it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely, view some sarcasm as being humorous, but for the most part, a lot of sarcasm kind of,
It'd be harsh.
it can be, yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree with, in a marriage, I think it's good to laugh together. And then,
Mm-hmm.
what I look forward to also, I look forward to the blending of the families,
Mm-hmm.
where his family is going to be my family is going to be his family.
I'm a little nervous about that, but that's just me.
Yeah, yeah,
I know, Tracy.
and
I do want to ask, Kwame, do you feel like like you mentioned, being focused so so that you can see, okay,
So you
what is
can
this?
catch what's going on.
Wait, what
yeah,
did you just wait, hold on. Right, but just being focused.
yeah.
Um, do you believe that you're not demonstrating a portion of your personality
Mm, that's a
in the process of them, getting to know more about you? Because if you like, when you're relaxed, if you're able to laugh more,
mhm.
and they're not seeing that side of you.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that maybe you're holding back some of your personality, or is it just, I don't know, what would you say?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's a great question.
Jackie, check your
And
text.
yeah, yeah, I know. So for me, and this would only apply, like in my marriage, no, but this would only apply, like
In
if
the
I'm
dating.
getting to know, dating, and maybe a little bit of courtship, because I can tell you 100% when I'm just getting to know. Oh, I'm not laughing. There's nothing funny. Nothing's funny.
But
You can make a joke, but I'm not gonna laugh at your joke. I may say, "Oh, ha ha, ha ha."
Quantum, I don't mean to laugh at you, but it's like a serious interview
Yes,
situation.
yes, it is. It is, because there are, and here's why it is. I am so
She means
focused.
backstage, she said.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I'm so focused on, because here's what I notice. I notice I'm already nice. I'm already super polite. I'm already kind. And when a lot of gentlemen see that, they tend to, I'm not saying they all take advantage. I'm not saying that. But what I've noticed is when they see me being very polite, very kind, very nice, they tend to skirt around the things that I need to get to. So I need to get to, you know, what are you looking for? I need to get to what's your fate. Now, they tend to make jokes when it comes to those things, but even when they do, unfortunately, that's a demerit in my eyes, because I'm like, well, why are you talking about something that's so serious? Like, you're joking about your faith, and like, you need to know that. And I let people know off the bat, like, here's the most important thing about me. I tell them, I don't hide it. I don't skirt around it. I don't talk to people for 3 weeks and then I drop it on them. Oh yeah, this is my faith. No, I tell them off the bat. Now that doesn't mean that it is it's something where I'm not allowed to be humorous, or I'm not allowing myself to be humorous, but I have encountered some gentlemen who just skirt, kind of go and circle. And I cannot do that. And that isn't a laughing matter. Now, I will say this: there have been gentlemen that will have that conversation, that will, and they'll get to the checkpoints. And then at that point, then we can talk about different things, different topics. Then I'm able to allow myself to laugh. I'm able to allow myself to do that. But when it comes to the me checking and being diligent, no laughing matter. But then when I get past that, yes. So to answer your question, Jackie, I absolutely believe that in my marriage, I want that. I want my husband and I to laugh together, to find humor in things, to just be light in certain, situations and things like that. So it's not something where I want to hold a part of me, because I don't believe anybody, if they're not my husband, I don't believe they deserve. And I have to do that for myself. I can't give them, this whole day one or even day 100. I can't give them the everything, because I'm still, trying to figure out, hey, is this what it is, or is it not? And I don't know if that's a good explanation. I hope that answers your question. But I'm not hiding, but I'm holding. Yes, I'm holding somewhat. And
But what if?
So, okay.
Go ahead, Jackie. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so then, and this is just, what if they are holding something
fair. It's
that
fair. Sorry.
really will make a difference in whether you're moving forward or not? Because of maybe the same reason.
I respect that. Here's why I respect that. So the conversations that I've had with gentlemen where they understood that it's a progression. First, when you meet someone, yes, find out what values, what morals are aligned between the both of you. I've had gentlemen understand, and then once we get past that, then let's talk about how we are looking forward in terms of growing, in terms of, solidifying, right? In a courtship, solidifying the relationship, and then that's going to lead to marriage. So we should be having, in that stage, we should be talking about having deep conversations actually about, well, tell me about you and tell me about some of your expectations. Tell me about your health journey. Like, I feel as though to get to that, you know, like engagement stage, if you don't go through that, and that isn't I don't even expect that to be something that happens quickly. I expect that you just put the topics out there, you talk through them, you discuss them, and you have to learn because you're learning so much about one another. And if he holds, let's say he holds his humor as well, or he holds, you know, maybe there is a couple of things that he does in his personal time. Like maybe he likes to take walks in the park like every other day, and he doesn't want me to go with him because he's not there yet. Hey, I'm not going to push it. It's okay. Take your walks in the park. I don't have to go with you. But when he gets comfortable, then I'm going to respect that. I'm going to respect all of that. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. No, it definitely answers. Yeah. I have more, but it's probably another session. But I love it. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But if you hold back, right, then you don't get to know the person completely. And what if when you then decide, okay, I can be my full self, they're just like, where did all of this come from? And, you know, if it doesn't, I don't know, gel the way they thought it would, or it doesn't, I don't know. I don't know how to put it together. It doesn't line up with who they thought you were. Or you know, what he held back doesn't line up with who you thought he was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I?
Like it. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think there needs to be a little some balance, and I think that all connection doesn't have to be so serious that it's a checklist type of thing. I think that when you have that balance, there are days that you go to just chill and hang out and crack jokes, or people watch and enjoy that and crack jokes. And there's day for the other part where you get serious. I think that if there's a moment where you're holding back that sense of humor of yours and that kindness and all that stuff because you have a checklist, it also says to this person that it's always so serious with you in life, and it can't be that way because what happened is you missed out on a good laugh, you miss out on some things, or and plus laughter is de-stress, laughter is part of health, laughter make everything better when you even when you're having a bad day. So I do think that there need to be balance, there need to be that moment that is always not about a checklist. It's just an opportunity to just kick it. It's an opportunity to just talk about nothing, but at the same time creating memories. One thing that I learned recently, I learned from a friend of mine. He said that you don't always have to make the moment. I don't not make it special, but enjoy where you are right now. And it wasn't later on that I understood what he was saying because he had some trauma, had past relationship that's transition that he realized like there were moments that were good, there were laughter, and I think that that needs to be part of the repertoire. It can't be where you're so serious all the time because yeah. So I don't want to keep babbled, the same thing, but I think that's what happened. And the reason I dropped off a friend of mine who I was supposed to see tomorrow, car flipped
Oh my
over
God.
and in a major accident. So I was trying to hear what was happening with them, and I haven't heard yet. So that's why I got off the phone to try to, because I kept seeing them flashing me, and I just needed to find out what happened. But so just keep her in my prayers for me, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but that was my 2 cents to that. Like for me, I'm hilarious. I think I'm very funny. I'm sarcastic as well. I use sarcasm left and right to throw my jab. But at the same time, Um, it had helped me in the past, right? I'll crack some jokes and it helped release the tension, or I'll say something, and the person will be like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that." It kind of helped them feel free and to relax. So yeah. And as far as the blended family comments you guys made, I am petrified. I was like, "Oh Lord, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I have my own ways," but I think with everything, God is gonna work it out. I yield my mic. Thanks for allowing me to share.
It's, I did want to add, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Um, you get to see like how well rounded the person is, in all settings, like um, and under different situations. And the thing is, guess what? You really learn more about a person when they're relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
You get, because while they're tense, while they're tense, they're
Close.
going to be very, maybe even rigid in their responses. They're going to, you know, if they feel, I don't know why I come out of, but it's so funny. I get this picture that they're nervous.
Mm-hmm.
They may,
Mm-hmm.
Out in
they
the
may be,
sweat.
they
Well,
may
she,
be nervous, right?
she like,
Uh,
and you said,
while they're responding, like, oh my gosh, I have to answer this right. Oh my gosh, let me. And so, how real are they really being?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and they may feel like they need to be extremely serious. Which, yes, you want serious answers.
mm-hmm.
Um, but they may feel that they have to be just extremely serious to where they're not relaxing, then they're really not being as upfront and honest. Whereas in the midst of a joyful conversation, you can still stick in there. So, so what you think about such and such?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Um, and so now they're relaxed and they may even tend to be more truthful. Not saying that they're lying, hopefully not, you know, but I think it gives them the opportunity to actually see the real you also, right? Because to some extent, it's not really all of you, you know. And I would say it's fair for both of you to see each other. Now, if you're saying, no, I guess I'll leave it there. Yeah, I see it as just you both getting an opportunity to see, okay, yeah, we can be serious. And can they do that? Can they be serious and can they laugh?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, can they put it together?
You said something that was really important, and it stands out to me because I hold that to be true. I need their responses to be serious. I they can answer me however they answer me, and I am going to be the one to determine if they're serious about these answers. And the when I see balance, I see a balance of making sure that I'm communicating clearly, and how are they, and this is just straight questions, whether I'm typing the question or I'm verbally asking the question. Like, I want to be clear. And anybody could do it a ton of different ways, but I know for me, it's another challenge that I face because, like I said earlier, I walk in. I Day one, I walk in kind, polite, um, extremely, right? Just nice. I am considerate. And a lot of times I get gentlemen who they take that, they're like, wait, like they're in disbelief on top of that. And I should have shared that. They're in disbelief. So a lot of times what my experience has been, like, some folks take advantage and they take that as permission for them to skirt around a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things that's important to me. And I do hear everything. But the balance for me, I'm just not like, if we have a conversation and you're jokey, you're too jokey. No, you're goofy at that point. I don't want goofy. I know I don't want goofy. Goofy doesn't work with me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can be humorous, but I don't want a comedian. Take the comedy, go to the comedy club, do your bit. Don't come home doing that with me, because you're gonna get your feelings hurt if I tell you you're not funny, because I'm going to tell you, or you're gonna see that that wasn't funny. It's some people want the comedian. I nope, go over there. And I have met gentlemen who maybe they're not super serious, but I have to say this, and I'm gonna say it because I know what I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to the focused type. Like when they're focused and they, you know, and they can be respectful and they can be polite. And I have experienced that. And because I've experienced it, I I receive it. I desire that. I'm attracted to that. And they can be still very much a gentleman also. I I like that. And it's almost like, I'm gonna wrap it up too, because I know we're getting close. It's almost like, there are some women who have to have a gentleman that has edge. He has to have some kind of edge to him. He has to have some kind of
Oh, the
something.
bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Like, I don't want that. And
Bad
are
boys are
there,
going to mess up your credit. They're going to mess with
yeah,
your money. They
yeah.
create problems in your life. I'm not trying to do all of that.
Oh, and could there be men who are Christian that have a little edge to them? Of course there are. I've seen them, I've met them. They're great guys, good guys. And they keep their edge to, like, their motorcycles, whatever, their car, whatever. But
Well,
there are
let's do that
also,
kind of edge. That's cool.
yeah, there are also some women who are looking for somebody that's a little bit more reserved, focused, things like that. That's me. And I am hoping that if we get to the point where and I know we will, we all come to that point where we're trying to learn and understand, what is it that I don't know about you?
Mhm.
Help me learn, what is it that you haven't shared with me yet? Because I intend on asking as many questions as I can get out. But I do believe there is a type that I'm looking for. And no, it's not unheard of, and no, it's not that far fetched. And maybe I'm not going to get that in my final package. That's okay too. But the holding part, no, I don't believe it's okay to, like, from my husband. But before that happens, I don't know why I'm having trouble, because the holding is hard for me, because I never looked at it like I'm holding. I just need to find this information so that I can get to this point. And if I don't get that information, we ain't getting to that point. There's no point. I gotta I gotta go
I
to the
can I
next.
can understand that. I guess if you look at it like how we were calling it before, data collecting. If
Yes.
it's in the data collecting phase, I guess it makes sense because you're trying to get as much information and to make sure that they understand exactly who you are, so you all can decide whether or not you even want to go any further. And in
Yes.
a situation like that, I guess it makes sense. I don't know because I haven't been dating for a minute, so I'm not even sure of the data collecting. I'm not sure. I guess I'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm figuring a lot of this out too. But yeah.
Hmm.
Stages, phases with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is now. I didn't even realize it is now 9:46. Shemaine, what happened? Usually you keep us abreast of the time. It is 9:46.
We did start late though. Do you guys allow that? If you start late, you go a
Yeah,
little
we
late?
did. We
Oh,
did. We had, um, and they had 14 topics. We finished Up to number 5.
It's a good article.
Do you all want to do another one, or are we good?
To be continued, 9:47.
Okay. All right. So we are done. I was just taking into consideration that we started a couple minutes late, Shameen. That's the only reason I was asking. We can continue this on, today is Thursday, on, I guess, my turn next week. We are here Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. to 9:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have New Kingdom Focus Bible Study, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Monday through Saturday, and Eastern Standard Time. Please feel free to come back and join us. I think it's just us now. And thank you for being here, and we will see you on tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. And good night.
Good night.
Good night. Jackie, can you? I don't know if I can stop the recording. I don't know how.
Just hit the stop.
Oh, stop. Okay. There we go.
Nope, it's still on.
Whoop.
It's still live.
I'm still. Did it stop now?
Mm-mm.
Mine don't want to stop.
I think StreamYard like to have a little problem with you.
I don't know what's going on. No, mine won't. And if I press leave studio, I'm going to get bounced out, and that'll be it.
I wonder if you bounce out, will we be able to turn it off?
I don't have the controls.
Wasn't it Jackie who?
She did, yeah.
She dropped off. I think she's still on Clubhouse.
Okay, did it stop? No, it hasn't stopped.
Nope, it's still going on.
Is there another? Okay, if I go in settings, will that?
Nope.
Well, where is it? Is it a different?
Yeah, it should be on top. It says stop. If you're using your computer, it should be on top of it. It's.
No, ma'am. Ooh, and if I press this is going to bounce us out the room.
What?
Who doesn't mind? Stream this to your audience. Okay.
It should say like stop live and.
No, it just says live.
No, it's still on.
Wait, let me see if I. Okay. Nope.
I wonder if Jackie's okay.
No, she was heading to her, I think, somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave, Tracy, let me see what happened. If we could do it.
I'll stay. No.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
Let's see. I don't want them to see me that way.
Yep, I'm still on Clubhouse. Yeah. No, so Shameen and I are still here, but we still I know I don't have the button to end the live.
Yeah, because I'm in my I'm using my cell phone, so I don't see it.
And I'm using my what do you call this? My tablet. Oh, and Shameen just left, so I'm the only one on the live. Oh no! But if I just close out, is it still going to be live, or is it just going to be over?
I have no idea. I was coming back, but let's see.
Okay. I'll wait till you come back.
See anything that says having issues, stop, cancel. Yeah. but that only stops mine. It doesn't stop. It's still recording.
Yeah.
That's why you get everybody leave. It's still stop recording.
Okay, well, I'm the last one in. I turned my camera off. I'm just going to leave. Is that okay?
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, I'm going to leave.
Nope, it won't.
Okay.
If not, the Jack, you'll have to go in and figure it out.
Okay.